MMA rants and raves. Strikeforce heavy artillery. Andrei Arlovski versus Antonio Silva. Guys, a lot has been spoken about these two fighters. They say it was an important victory for both. But I don't agree. I think it was much more important for Arlovski. Here's why. Arlovski lost two fights which were devastating. In embarrassing fashion. He got knocked out very quickly. Especially the knockout against Fedor was just horrible to look at. And then against Brett Rogers too. I mean, this was a guy who wasn't even in the fight. He was just standing there like he had cement boots on and was being charged by Rogers, backpedaling and being knocked out. That would have knocked anybody out. So it was really important for him to step up in this fight, to really gain back his respectability. I mean, this is a guy, former UFC champion. He has a lot more background and a lot more reputation than Silva does. And he was trying to get that back, get that momentum back. So it was more important for him than Silva. Anyway, let's talk about the fight. Guys start out basically standing up, which was expected. Arlovski's known to be a striker, and Silva also strikes a lot. You can see most of his victories, TKO, 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 so there was no surprise there, but it just seemed that Silva had the upper hand. And here's one reason why. Silva 82 reach, Arlovski 77 reach. Also a bigger guy, taller, which complements his reach, and it just seemed Arlovski couldn't get inside. Now the leg kicks were good, they were landing. Most of them were landing. I heard the cracking sound. This guy kicks hard. He's a strong guy, and he should have stuck to that. He should have thrown more leg kicks and tried to do less boxing. If he can wear his opponent out and the leg kicks were effective, it can open up the boxing game too. But he didn't stick to it. So that's what happened in the first round. Silva took that first round, threw more strikes, landed more of them. A lot of them were really, really devastating, opening up some wounds that Arlovski had. Anyway, getting on to the second, finally towards the second round, you see Arlovski coming up with a good game plan. I'm like, why didn't he do this entire fight? He was reversing the clinch against the cage and putting Silva there against the cage, throwing knees, which is very effective. It also eats a lot of clock. And if you can't beat a guy, then you don't have no choice but put it in the hands of the judges and maybe get a decision if he can clinch and eat up the clock. I mean, it was like a Randy Couture type of strategy. You know, beat a guy up, control the pace of the fight. If you can't knock a guy out, and let's face it, you can't knock a guy like Silva out. The guy has a chin like an anvil. I mean, look at this guy. His chin is like something like that, like squared out. You're not going to knock a guy like that out. He's been knocked out once, I think back in 2006 or something, but it's really hard to knock a guy like that out. Very tough chin. And that's what your strategy should be. Although Arlovski is such a dominant striker, his glory days, you know, when he was a champion in the UFC, you have to alter your strategy. He just waited too long. There's only 3 rounds in this fight. That's really the downside in mixed martial arts. It's just that these fights are so short. So you really have to step up as a fighter, and you have to take it to your opponent. So it's a double-edged sword. It's good to have the 3 rounds. There's a lot less dancing around and fooling around, and you know, fighters really get involved. So either way, his strategy was working towards the second. Then the third round, it's more of the same. You see a lot of clinching, and Arlovski seems to be the stronger guy. Although he's smaller, he's physically a very strong guy, and you can tell because he was able to reverse those clinches. He should have stuck with that. And what really cemented the victory for Silva is that he got that takedown towards the end of the third. And then again, Arlovski very good on the ground, not offensively but defensively. It's very hard to pass his guard. He's very good. He clinches very well, and protected himself and got back up again towards the end. So, you know, although Arlovski lost the fight, he wasn't beaten in the fight. Let's face it, they're trying to simulate street fighting and real fighting in mixed martial arts. And, you know, if you see these two guys fight the way they did in the street, you wouldn't say that one guy beat the other. I mean, it was a close fight. Arlovski looked very respectable. I just think his game plan wasn't right. If his game plan was a bit different, if he did more clinching and dirty boxing a little bit better, more knees against the cage, don't stand and jab with this guy. It's not going to get you anywhere. And basically, you know, he looked okay. You know, I think he's back. I think he just has to be a little bit more well-rounded in his fight. Throw more of the knees, throw more of the leg kicks, and he would have been okay. But it was a good victory for Silva too, you know, coming off that loss. It was an interesting fight, and we'd like to know what you thought about it. We'd like to know what you think about Arlovski, his future, and Antonio Silva, and all the other fights that happened in Strikeforce Heavy Artillery. Please leave your comments, rate this video, and subscribe. And thank you for tuning in.